Morning, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's good. I am just getting going this morning. I'm keeping an eye on the market, obviously, but with everything that went on overnight, starting with the news out of Japan at 1 o'clock this morning, which said the yen pairs all streaking higher. So very, very big move against the yen pairs. Let me show you my screen right this second. I have not done anything at all. I have not even looked to do a trade yet. We had a lot of stuff going on between the big yen moves overnight. Um, we had, excuse me a second, big yen moves overnight. Then this morning, there was a big weight on the PCE numbers, which is a very key inflation number here that Fed looks at to gauge, one of the key numbers that they look at to gauge inflation and to help them decide on their interest rate policy going forward. So with so much going on, I wasn't even looking. I want to let things settle down. So when you have an overnight like that in the morning with all of this news, and now we just had consumer confidence came out, which I didn't look at. I'm going to go check right this second. I'm just taking a nice deep breath. That's the beauty of the way we trade. We are flat coming into the morning. If we see a trade we like, we'll put it on. But otherwise, we have the good fortune of being able to sit down and evaluate what's going on. Okay, so we're totally flat, and it's 10 o'clock, and I'm going to look to do a couple of trades. But I'm also, I'm going to be aware. Also, this is the end of the month, so you have a lot of extra issues that coincide with the last day of the month trading. And so there's a lot of things at play right now, and so who knows what's going on. I do know that the yens are incredibly weak, and I almost just jumped on euro yen and pound yen myself, but I just have a hard time. As strong as they look, I just have a hard time. I don't have a buying area where I can get really comfortable unless I put on, quite frankly, a smaller position. Which let's just see how the morning goes. So hang on, let me just, I want to get you my screen. Okay. So, yeah, I was just looking, really, I had both orders set up to go 10 pips ago. I just didn't want to just jump on this, on this move right at this particular point in time. I just have a hard time jumping in at the top. Okay, but anyway, I brought up. So we're gonna take a nice deep breath this morning. It's 10:03. I didn't even look at consumer confidence numbers. I'll take a look at that in a minute. But we're going to take a deep breath, and we're going to look at a couple of things here, get a big picture, and then maybe come back in and do a little bit of trading. Okay, so I have up here, generally I have a setup, a profile setup where I look at my key yen pairs. I don't trade all the yen pairs. I trade the ones that are the most liquid, smallest spreads where possible. But I am actively looking at yens. Yens tend to flow in one direction, and not all the time, but they move, kind of in sync. So I like to see what the yens are doing, and I like to see which currencies they are either doing good against or bad against. So after this huge move this morning, you come in overnight and there's a few hundred pips move in all the yen pairs. So what do? Okay, you jump on them, or do you take a deep breath? I'm taking a deep breath. Okay, and after such a big move like that, what you see it wiped out all of a lot of key support resistance areas. Let's just call them on the way back up. So a lot of the lines on the charts that you can see have already been blown through, big moves, and so you have to get a better feel of what's going on. And sure enough, the pound the yen. Now I went right to the weekly charts. Okay, why? Because if you go to the smaller charts, and I did, you'd see that they blew through a lot of key areas already. I wanted to get a very big picture of what's going on because a lot of the yens are coming up or near key resistance points. Okay, so I went right to the weekly charts, and what do I see on the weekly charts? Man, they're killing it. I really would have been killing it here. This is disappointing. But when you look at the weekly charts, why did I focus on the pound and the euro and the pound? Well, because look at the charts. Okay, even on the weekly charts already, we had taken out last year's highs in the euro yen. Pound yen has been powering higher, and there's really nothing in the immediate future. Whereas when you look at dollar yen weekly, we're coming, we do have, some issues of lines here. If you see, not quite as strong. Okay, even with today's very, very, very big move. Okay, which you can see, go into the daily charts. You still, if you take a look at the charts and you say to yourself, where do I want to trade? Do I want to, if I'm going to be going long on against these yen pairs? Clearly, the euro chart and the pound chart are the strongest of the two. Okay, clearly. So everybody needs to understand it just by looking at it. Okay, so we're looking at my key yen pairs. Here's the Kiwi yen, CAD yen down here on the right, Aussie yen down here, euro up here, dollar yen. I'm sorry, over the top left, euro, and then the pound yen over here as well. So, these things are already up now 30 and 40 pips since I was going to put these trades on, and that is annoying. I'm sorry, I keep repeating it. I'm trying to be patient, and yet these are the trades you want to be in: pound yen, euro yen long, and these things can move in a very big way. I'm just going to hope that maybe there's a retracement coming at some point this morning, a little bit of a retracement so that I could get in and I don't feel like I am chasing something. Okay, because it's not how we trade. We trade hopefully when something is retracing to us. Okay, so a very quick overall look at the yens, because this is something now that we're going to be focusing on. What happened in Japan last night with the new regime came in. A lot of people apparently were caught off guard. They were kind of hoping or looking for the ability to that the Japan was going to be changing its longstanding policies. And as of the commentary last night and the announcement last night, while they will be considering new things, there doesn't appear to be anything imminent, right? This in the short term, which is, I think, disappointed the markets a little bit, who are long yen pairs. So we have a big sell-off this morning in that. And you're going to have to, take a look at these big reversals, these big moves, and say, okay, well, how far can they go and where can they go? And so these are pairs we're going to be taking a close look every morning when we come in, and when I go trading, I'm going to be not necessarily exclusively, but I'm going to be really looking at what's going on now in these yen pairs. I kind of always did, but I'm really going to be putting an emphasis on it. Whenever you see a fundamental or a fundamental shift of perception in the market, okay, you really will see, okay, but you got to keep an eye on that, because I've been there. I've seen how these yen pairs can move, especially the euro yen and the pound yen. And if the interest rates in Japan are really going to be stuck down in where they are minus 10%, then you're going to continue to have the carry trade build up, which is, why not? Okay, you buy pounds and you sell yen is a great trade. The carry trade, buy euro, sell yen. All right, you get carried. Okay, you're making interest. The interest rates in Europe are very high. Considering yen, and that's how the carry trade works. If you can borrow from a country at 0% interest and invest it at, let's say, 3 or 4% interest, that's a great deal, and that's how the carry trade develops. And so it is developing, and you know what? It's a trend that we're now really going to have to keep our eyes on. So, well, at least I didn't jump in yet at the top right here. I could have done that. So just taking an overall picture so that we can plan for today, maybe later in the day. There's no way I am going short a yen pair this morning. I don't care what signal I have at the top. After these very, very big moves up, I'm just, there's a clear, there's a clear move that happened here, and I'm not going to fight it. Certainly not today. Okay, I have no plans on fighting. Will I hop on the long train? Yeah, I might. I'm gonna look at the shorter term time frames. But if I'm going to hop on and get long, my bias is going to be to really be looking at the euro yen and the pound yen. Okay, that's going to be my bias because those are the two big carry trade numbers. Because you have interest rates significantly higher in Europe and in Great Britain. Okay, so that's how I'm going to be looking at these. I do, very possibly want to get long. So now that we see, okay, I know I'm rushing through this. Like I said, there's a lot going on. I just want you to see, okay, really where the strength. I mean, look how much stronger. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a nice move. We had a move up on dollar yen, a big retracement down here. We could be starting this move up again. Wouldn't surprise me that this dollar yen now has a lot more room to go. But I do have some obstacles in front of me, right? I do have a key blue line here, which was a high before a low. Another high before a low was right up here. I have key lines to get through. I'm not saying I can't get through it, but we have some, we have an area that we have to still negotiate up here. These things are starting to move up again. The pound and the euro are really, really strong. And anyway, so just going back, so now, again on the weekly, okay, now, we are, this is a pretty, healthy downtrend right here on the weekly. There is no bottom yet in the Aussie yen weekly. We do have tops going up. So I'm going to be careful. Kiwi, we're coming up, where we're kind of more choppy in this area. All right. And even the CAD yen coming down. I'm still biased. Honestly, I'd still be biased if not for this news. I'd be biased short CAD yen. Okay, so you look, just like I said, just look at the weekly charts, and it's very, very apparent that if you're looking for a key item to go along against the yen, that the euro and the sterling are really the place that you want to be. So let's just drop it down a little bit. I did 15-minute here. Here's the euro. Let's go to 15-minute there. Oops. 15-minute there. Let's go to 15-minute here. Maybe, we're right at such a big number. It's 150, okay? 150 is just, it's a psychologically huge number. Still wants to plow through it. Here it goes. It made one attempt, came back off, and now it wants to plow through it again. So hang on a second. I guess, it's almost like C just wants to go. I'm sorry, can't chase it. Just can't chase it. So there are the 15 minutes. Let's go back. Let's look at the 15 on, that's dollar yen. Here's Aussie yen. Kiwi yen, which you remember, we talked about this. I was long Kiwi yen yesterday. I got out of that trade. Remember we talked about it yesterday. I confessed my poor entry, my rush. Yeah, look how strong these, just look how strong everything is here. Where do you jump on these yen pairs? Well, I'm just not. Okay, I guess it's as simple as that. I just can't right this second. If you dollar yen, we at least coming up to a key area here. This is the high of the day. Everything else is already is taking out highs of the day right here. Everything else, I should really just get on these. They're just up so much. 147, 52, 300. Can't do it. Can't do it, guys. All right. So that's euro yen. That's pound yen. Those are the yens. There's no way in the world that I am looking to short a yen pair today. Do I want to jump on one of these? Boy, I probably should, but I really need to see some kind of a sell off. Okay, somewhere. So I can't do it. So let's see. Where would you even get long? Dollar yen. You get long down in here. Anywhere down closer in here. I would take an entry on any of these. Euro yen. Boy, down in. I would love to get back down to 149.80 ish. What's this number here? Somewhere I'd like to get a retracement, okay, and then get long before I do anything. CAD Gen, what do we have the hour here? So look at that hour chart. Let's look at 15. Okay. I can't chase it. I wish I could. Small moves to just be long, throwing along. But the problem that I have amongst one of many. But this account right here that I'm training for you guys is a prop account that I use when I do these, when I do my webinars in the morning for you guys, and sometimes I use it outside of that as well. So this is a prop account that I have, and I cannot hold trades over the weekend. So that becomes even a lot more perilous to kind of throw on a position right this second long without at least a retracement coming in. Okay, because these are just huge moves that have already happened, and markets changed. My biases are definitely going to be now. I definitely have a bias, and I will have for a little while of pound yen and euro yen long. I'm actually, maybe all of the yen's long. I'm going to have a bias there. Just not ready for right this second. See what else is happening. Let me go to my basic setup here and see what's going on. Any questions from anybody? All right. Now, problem number 2. Okay. Now look what we got here. Problem number 2. Look at the indexes. Look at everything was down, and now what do I have? If you guys can see across the whole bottom here, right? This is the Dow Jones, Russell 2000, S&P, and the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq 100, I should say. Okay, that's what I have along the bottom. That's my basic screen for you guys. Okay, just as when you see I have my basic 4th screen set up here, just so you know, it's always dollar yen. Excuse me, it's always the dollar index. Very key to have that up. Dollar yen, euro dollar, sterling dollar, and then we have sometimes down here I'll have gold up. As a matter of fact, let me put gold up right now. Also. Again, gold has really just been. I am very, as I've mentioned to you before, I am very bullish on gold. I am looking for a place, and once again, if I were able to, if I were able to hold the trade on this account over the weekend, I can actually put in, maybe a small position on gold. This is stuff we haven't talked about. The main premise of how we trade on the Amazing Trader, right, is to look for a spot in time look for a particular trade setup where we can get pretty much a 1 1/8 to 1 risk reward ratio in the trade. We think it's a high probability trade. We like to put that trade on, whether it's on a 15-minute, sometimes 5 minute, not my preference, but me, I like the 15-minute and even the 30 minute is very good. And the hour also very good. I will enter trades on all of those time frames. Hang on a second. Let's just see what's going on here. Okay. And we talk about the amount of money we want to risk on any one particular trade, we'll call it. There are other ways to use AT, the Amazing Trader, and there are certainly other ways to trade. And so I am not beholden to only one way. I will tell you now in my futures account, and I mentioned you guys because I'm in the U.S. And that's one of the reasons why I have this prop account, this prop trade account. Yes, it's because it gives me the opportunity in the U.S. It's the only way that I can trade the instruments, gold, silver, the indexes, cryptos occasionally if I do it. In the U.S., I'm limited to really just the FX pairs. So it's great to be able to trade on the MT4 platform. And that's another one of the reasons why I always keep an account here. And I'll build this account up. Hopefully, it's just not my main focus, but hopefully, I'm going to get it to a point. I'm going to turn it into real money. But on my futures account, I mentioned to you, I like trading gold, I like trading silver, and I like trading the indexes. As a matter of fact, the spread on silver on this platform is, to me, is prohibitive, especially if you're going to trade in a shorter time frame, 5 minute chart, 15 minutes chart. I think I like to stay within, with smaller spread instruments. If depending on the trade, if it looks like I'm going to do a trade on an hour chart, it's not such a big deal. Okay, if they think the target is 30 or 40 points or something like that, risking 25, 30, or 30 to make 30, 35, then I don't mind necessarily putting on a trade with a slightly larger spread. That's okay. But normally, if I'm short-term trading, I like to stay with the tighter spreads. Gold is much tighter spread in general than silver is, but in my futures account, the silver spreads are very, very good. And in my futures account, I can do something that I can't do here is I can build a position and I can hold it over a weekend. So instead of building, and I will let you know right now that I am waiting, I am hoping for a drop to really start building a gold and silver position for considerable moves higher down the road. I'll use AT as areas to get in, but smaller positions. Not each time I put on a position, I'm not going to be risking 0.25% on the account. That's not what I'm doing. I'm going to be looking, hopefully, to build a position. If it goes down a little bit, add a little bit with small pieces. Okay, so that I'm not over leveraging and getting hurt on the way down. I am very bullish on gold and silver. I am very, very bearish on the U.S. indexes. But right now, there's a sigh of relief coming from the earnings season that we just got through. People were kind of, doom and gloom forecasting, and earnings came in some areas good, and other areas mixed, and in some areas not so great. But overall, when people were expecting a catastrophe, and especially some of the big tech companies came in with some, really pretty good performance and not so dire forecasts. So there may be a little bullish run in the indexes right now, and I'm going to be careful about that. But I also am going to be looking to build positions short, but hopefully at some little higher levels when this, when what's going on right now, hopefully runs out of steam a little bit. I think overall, inflation is still very high. Yes, it's not as bad as it was, but as many people have forecasted that, sure, it's going to come down some, but it's going to remain sticky. And that probably looks like what's going to be happening here. It's going to remain sticky in the 4%, 5% looks like kind of area. Going to be tough to get it much lower than that. Interest rates are going to have to stay higher for a longer period of time. Credit in the banks are tightening up. interest rates on personal loans, credit cards, auto loans, everything are very, very high. I think the economy is we're going into and we're there, and I've been calling it for 2 years. What's called stagflation. Lived through it in the '70s. I'm older than most of you guys out there, ladies and gentlemen. But I lived through that area. It's when I actually started investing and learning more about economics. I got out of college in '78, so I'm very aware of the area of stagflation and high interest rates that happened at the end of the '70s, and how we had to combat ridiculously high inflation. I was there, I saw it, I witnessed it. It can happen again, and I think it is happening again. And so I think our economy is weak. I think we're going to be going into a deeper recession, and I think it's going to last longer than people think. So I'm going to be looking to get short these indexes. Like I said, maybe not right this second, but pretty soon, and I'll let you know along the way, how that's going to work. So I'm bullish on gold. I'm bearish on the indexes in general. I'm going to try to not let that affect me too much when I trade every day on my prop account and get in and out of day trades. But I'll clearly be, more aggressive or certainly more comfortable when I find trades that I'm not going to trade long on gold or silver or short on the indexes just because that's my overall bias. But when I see setups where my biases coincide with the setup, I'm going to be more aggressive than if I'm going counter to what my bias might be. It's a whole long speech, but I hope that makes sense to you guys out there. So this is gold. 15 minutes. I'm bullish gold, but is this the time to buy? Let's just take a look quick. So I'm bullish gold. Now you look at now this is the daily chart. This is a bullish chart, right? But what do we have? We have a directional indicator, all right? Did we possibly put in a short-term high right over here? Came down. Now we're consolidating, all right? The longer this consolidates, the more likely that this line holds and we start a new move higher. Okay, when you have a big move up, now you do have there would have been a line here, a red line here, okay, which would have been a high before a low, okay, right? And then got to be careful now, okay, because this is, take a look. There would have been a line here. It's important that you folks, okay, understand, these lines do disappear when they've been broken after a number of candles. I'm not sure how many candles, 10 candles. I have to check the settings and see exactly when, but a line will get broken and the broken line will remain and for a number of candles, but after a certain amount of candles, it has to disappear. Otherwise, we would have lines and broken lines all over the chart. You wouldn't be able to distinguish one from the other. So you have to understand that there would have been a line here. If you weren't here to see it happening when it was still here, and you're looking at the chart right now for the first time and you're analyzing it, we have the overall move is up. Well, one, right? Big retracement down, another leg higher. Another retracement down would not be out of the equation and still be able to maintain this bullish move, right? So, I would be looking more for a move down here. Now, this is a daily chart, all right? So I would be paying attention. I don't know what I would be doing on the way on the 15-minute or on the hour. There may be other trades, to do. There may be a long trade right here. All right, we're in this range up to. We seem to be kind of hanging right here at 2011. And this is what? 1968. Well, this is a daily chart, so that's pretty big. So 1968 to 2011 is what? 32 is 43 pips. Excuse me, $43. Pretty big range. Okay. Maybe a buy down here if this holds. All right. But I would be hoping more for a move down here. And I showed you how I like to use Fibonacci. So let's look just again, the thing about the Amazing Trader is we're not panicking, okay? We're not rushing, okay? We're planning, we're preparing, okay? And you can go from here if you go from the down move right here, okay, to the high right here, okay. Now, here we have a nice move. We're looking for a retracement, a healthy, normal retracement. Come down to the 38.2 would be a first area where I would be, really looking. And lo and behold, what do we have at that area? Coincidentally, we also have an amazing trade at key line. So right now, this is around 1950. Okay. So we're at 1983. So I could see a continued move down here into this area. Now, I will tell you this, if this stops short and starts its another move up, that's a very, very powerful signal. Why? Okay. You see this big retracement here? That's a healthy retracement. All right. When you can't even retrace, if we can't even get back to the 38.2 before the, okay, if we get back to the 38.2 before this really accelerates, okay, that's a very bullish sign. All right. If you can't make back at least the 38.2, like a 38.2 and then a 50 and a 61.8 retracement, these are all areas right in here that it would be no surprise to anybody if we were traced down into this area and having this still be a big bullish move up. So, this is what I'm playing. All right. Is it time to start establishing the position? Now, I've been in and out. I'm flat right this second. Okay. So is it the time to start establishing a position long? Well, you know what? Maybe if this line really wants to hold, maybe I'll come back here and put on a little bit. As a matter of fact, I think there's a good chance I would probably put on a small piece. Okay, a small piece. That's it. To maybe start initiating a position where I would more than likely love to be adding around a 61.8 retracement anywhere in this area. But you don't always get down there. All right, especially if something is really, really strong. You don't always get down there. See, if you look at another Fibonacci and you do a move, so let's just take this move to here. Okay. And where did that came down? That came right down to the 61.8. So look at that. Hold on a second. Let's get rid of. So you saw that. Let's just do 1, 2, 5 race. I just tried to clear up the chart for you so you could see it. Okay. So let's just take a look. Okay. So 61.8 retracement. Just, just about give it take. I'm not right to the head. Okay. But essentially a 61.8 retracement. All right. That's a nice normal retracement. You got to be careful. And this is why trading, one of the reasons why trading, one of many reasons why trading is so hard. You could be very bullish on gold and you could be right. And you could say to yourself, hey, look, I look at this chart and I'm going to be right. But, let's say you didn't get in until here. All right. Next thing you know, you're down here. What are you doing? Are you still in your trade? What was your leverage? Can you afford this type of a drawdown over a couple of weeks? If you're using leverage in this market, no, the answer is probably not. Now, if you're not using leverage and you're putting on really, really small positions, you can handle that. Okay. But we use leverage in general when we trade on our MT4 platform, Forex or the instruments or indexes or whatever. We generally use leverage. So trading is difficult because you could be 100% right that gold is going up. But if you didn't start getting in until right here, look, it's piling high. Look what's going on. Look how good this is. Okay, look how strong this is. I'm a genius. I'm getting long. Okay, and the next thing you know, you get hit with this. Well, what do you do? All right, if you're leveraged and you're still in your trade, you're screwed. All right, if you're not leveraged, okay, and you can afford to hold on down here, that's fine. But otherwise, or you're either screwed or you got chopped out or you got taken out. Okay. and or maybe even got shot, taken out a couple of times. Maybe even said, "Okay, here's the move. Oh, came down. Here's the move. It's going back up," and you jump back on it again, and then they do this to you. So trading is about timing, also, and proper positioning at the right time in the place. So that's very, very important. So that's why when I talk about having a bias, it's great to have a bias. It does not mean if your leverage is very low, you can sit for a longer period of time. You can afford to sit in something for a few weeks, a month, even a couple of months if your leverage is really, really low. But if you're using your leverage, no, you can't. The answer is you can't trade like that. Any questions? Okay. So so this is now, let's just take a look. So let's just see. So gold, all right. My bias is long gold, as I said. I'm going to look at you, and I may even put a very small position, kind of on here. I would be hopefully, really looking for at least, let's go back. Okay. Let me clear this. I only showed you this to show you how a good retracement. If you can't get, at least a 38.2 retracement, all right, and before this thing starts, takes out this high right here, another move. If you can't get it more than 30, that's the indication of a very strong move. And hold on, let's just see. Gold seems to be moving right now. Let's just take a look. Let me see. I want to get into a little gold right now for the end of the day. Hang on a second, guys. Probably not the best place, but I just put on a position. Probably not the best place to put on a trade. I put on a one lot trade. I am not going to, but okay, hang on a second. I am not going to give it a lot of room. Okay, I am not. Forget it. I put an emergency stop on it. Okay, that's all. I hate chasing things. I hate chasing things, but you know what? I think we should make, another attempt. Not the best place to buy it right here, times at 1036. Not the best, really not the best place. Okay. But because I don't really have an area to put a great stop. Okay. But I do think we can make a move at least to right up here. Hold on. All right. And so let's see. Because I am not going to be a pig. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take off half of this. This is strictly a, bear with me. All right, let's see if we make an attempt at that top line. It's a really strong bullish candle here at 1037. I kind of like that. It was a strong bullish candle. So much for that. Guys, any questions while we're doing this? So I'm long. I am long. Uh, I'm long gold, but not at a great. Just trying to see if we make this additional move up here. Okay. I don't want to. I'm getting ready to take off a half of this lot, a half. Hold on. So it blows right through it. You see some, it blow. Oh, it's going to blow right. Oh, whoa, whoa. Hold on. High of the day. Oh, whoa. All right. This is nice. I just took off half. And I am going to move the stop to break even. Stop price 1987 stop. Hold on. Modify delete order. I'm in at 1987.69, so 1988. Okay, hang on. All right, let's see if I get lucky. Oh, if that move up to the high of the day was a fake. All right. Oh, that would be a shame. At least I got out of half. But let's see if that makes another poke higher. Wouldn't be shocked. Any questions, anybody, while we're waiting for this? Okay. I'm gonna take a look at where the indexes are. The indexes look like they're coming back to kind of. All right, so let's take a look at what else is going on. I'm gonna keep that half a lot on the uh let's just see. Take a chance. When I say take, I don't say take a chance, but I made some nice, easy, quick money. And I'll keep that 96.89. The indexes look like they're coming back down. Dollar is coming, the dollar is under pressure. So look what we have. We have euro, we have the pound, dollar under pressure. Another reason why gold is moving. Okay, dollar's getting weak now in the afternoon, coming into the 11 o'clock. And the indexes are coming down. Okay. Times it's 20 to 11. We'll stay on a little longer. Boy, I'd like to see gold. Like to see play this one right and get lucky, and gold just go on a nice little tear for Friday, end of the day. Friday. We'll see. Stop at break even on the balance. Took off a very nice profit for the day already. Where are we at? 1986, 945. I don't know. Dollars weak, guys. Do I want to jump on any of these right now? It's euro yen. Let me get sick. 150.13. Not so sick yet. Okay. Pound yen. Where'd the pound yen go? Pound dollar, pound yen. Oh, here we go. Down here. Okay. All right. Any questions, anybody? You want to be short, dollars coming down. Indexes are a little choppy. Gold had that spike up. That just could have been the move for the day. I got out of half. That was good move to get out of half. And it looks like it's going to come back and take me out at break even on the other half. Times it. 1043. One. There we go. There we go. It'll take me out right now. There we go. Okay. Well, that's a shame. That's a shame. Boy, you know what? But I was smart. Hang on. It's going to go up again, by the way. All right. It could have been worse. Got out of 1988. Okay. Could have been worse, folks. See if there's anything else to do. I really do think that I do like find another area to get long. Okay. What time is it? 10:45. Let's see what's happening anywhere. So if dollar yen, top-ish, euro dollar, sterling dollar. I just don't know where to go. I'm not jumping. Here goes gold again. I'm almost. I don't know. We'll see. I think gold is going. I think gold is gonna run higher too. Again, now the indexes kind of look like they're getting weak. This Nasdaq is only up 5, 6 points. These look like they're getting weak. Here comes gold again. Gold going higher. Okay. All right. Any questions, anybody? This is an ugly candle on gold. This is volatility. This is where they get you. Okay. By the way, that was a I don't want to say great move. Okay. But you had to take you had to take a piece off when you broke through this area right here on gold. If you're a short term trader, okay, you had to take a piece off on it. But now that does not mean that we're not going back up here. To me, I think that that's very, very possible that we actually start heading higher in that direction again. I'd rather buy it down in here somewhere, or maybe even off this trend line, even in here, pick up a little piece again, because I do think that this is going higher. However, you don't want to have this kind of a move and then come back and not have taken any of your profits off. When you break through high, you got to figure something's going to come back at you. All right. So let's see what we got. Oh, there goes gold. We'll see. Took my bite at the apple on that one. We'll see. Now the indexes look like they're catching a little bid, but I don't have. What do you do here? Okay, what's your play on a Friday? You have this range. We're back into the middle. Maybe higher again. I don't know. Uh, I think the dollar is coming down to a key area at 101.50. Dollar yen seems to be stalling a little bit. Gold's having this trouble, kind of right around this area, which is not unexpected. That's why I got out of half. All right. Any other questions, guys? So my biases are still, once again, long gold, short indexes, um, I'm not buying. I'm not buying. I'm not going long indexes later today. If I find an area, maybe I'll go short. And maybe I will put on another long position in gold, but not right here. I took the bite of the apple. We had that big move up. This could have been a stop hunt right now for today. All right, the high of the day stop hunt, and then ready for another move down. Okay, I don't know, but I wasn't selling this area up yet. No way. But a good area to get out of half my position, and as it turns out, I would be break even actually maybe a little underwater right now. Closing here we go. I'm not under 87. I'd be back underwater on that trade. All right, so good. Took some profits off the table. Indexes going to new highs. All right, approaching new highs for the day. After this earnings season, optimism is a little optimism in the air. I don't share it. Although short term, I can see these indexes rising. And so I may have to change my bias a little bit. But let's see. All right, guys, I could stay on another minute or two in case anybody has any questions. It's one of those days where you can use the amazing trader lines as areas to get in, to get in or out, or some support and resistance, or to play against. They're great areas, to play against and watch how the instruments perform at those areas. As far as a normal kind of setup, boy, if you look at it, I mean, we had it earlier. I mean, these here's your directional indicator down here on the S&P. Right here, directional indicator, low of the day, and then it started its move up. Directional indicator down here on Russell 2000, added a third line right here, and then a propelled move up. Gold, this is not a directional, it's too far away to be a directional indicator. Okay, too far away. Down here is kind of more, we set a low, come back down, try and set another low is the thinking, or try and take out, but can't even make it back down to the low. Could just mean that sellers are kind of exhausted down here, where the buyers are, kind of reinforcing themselves to defend an area. Let's see. Any questions? Nope. Okay. All right, so I may add in on, if you guys are trading, keep an eye on the index. Russell 2000 is the Dow is the key. The S&P is up 0.5%. Dow's up 0.5%. Boy, I don't know. This is crazy. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. It's cut it short a little early. It's a Friday. Dollar looks weak. That's all. Dollar looks weak. Yen looks weak. Dollar stronger than the yen, though, that's for sure. Gold, may have just done a stop run higher today. Don't know. We're going to be careful. I bias gold long. I am not chasing these indexes right now. Maybe this afternoon, if it looks like we're getting one of those days where they're just piling on, maybe I'll add some. But I don't know. I think, hopefully, not hopefully, I guess I don't really care. I don't have a dog in this fight, but, see whether these areas are topping out over here on the indexes. But today, here goes another leg up on sterling and another leg up on the euro right now, and another move down on gold, on the dollar, which really should put a bid into gold. I'd love to see it in a better area, but hang on. I'd like to see it in a better area. Dollar's getting weaker and weaker. I'm a little surprised I could put on this small position gold for just a quarter of a lot. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to stay, not going to stay around long here. The indexes are strong. Nasdaq not as strong. Nasdaq is still middle of the day. Okay. You know, all right. You know what? I gotta have a gold trade again. I think this gold is getting higher. It's going higher. I took a couple of bucks off. Not a lot. Here it goes. All right. It could get tough. Only because when you look at the dollar, all right, dollar's dumping. All right, look what's going on here. Euro, pound, dollar's dumping. Interestingly enough, the Nasdaq is kind of really just kind of hanging. Everything else kind of moving up. Nasdaq's hanging. Nasdaq is the weak sister at this second on the indexes. Just take a look. Nasdaq is actually just only up 0.11. Boy, you know what? This Nasdaq looks weak. Hold on a second. Ah, I'm just setting it up. Nah, I missed the dump. Look at this. No, can't just do it. It was just. Sorry, I was setting up the sell. I was going to jump in. I had to put in a stop loss, and it took a move on me. I think Nasdaq is coming down. Nasdaq looks very weak. I think I'm going to find a better place to get in. And there goes gold. There goes Nasdaq down. Okay. And there goes gold. Gold really wants to go higher. There it goes. Gold wants to take out the high, today's high. Ah, look at gold. The Nasdaq. And I'm flat. What I have gold called? Gold. Can't chase it. Oh man, missed a nice move here. Missed a nice move on the Nasdaq. Interesting. Let's see what happens at 11 o'clock. 2 minutes away, especially on gold. See, gold's going to take out this high full before 11 o'clock and take out that unconfirmed line. Here it goes. It's got 15 seconds to poke its nose through that line. Wouldn't be surprised to see it happen. Right smack at the deadline. There it goes. There it goes. It did it. Oh man. That's why you gotta wait for candles to close. Guys, see if you anticipated that candle closing at the high. Sorry. And there goes gold. New high. New highs for gold. Not chasing it. All right, guys. Made some money. Could have made more, but that's how it works. We'll see what happens. Once again, I think gold is strong. Just was hoping for a better place to get in again. Okay. All right. That's it for today. Thanks very much, everybody. You guys have a great weekend. And we'll get going again first thing on Monday morning. All right. But pretty good day. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend.